Okay, you're ready to finish up. You have all of your box tops counted. You've put all of your information on this sheet and you've added it up. You've put Jane Doe on her separate sheet to turn in. The chances that you're going to have more than one person is highly likely. Occasionally you'll just get one, but just to reiterate, you'll want individual families on each line. It's fine to do one of these per each family, but you should also have your grand total tally that's got one family's information per line. So you'll have Jane Doe on the first line, you'll have John Jones on the second line, you'll have Ralph White on the third line. So you've gone through all of these, you've updated the number. All 30 of these were here. This one only had 44, this one had 46, this one had 49. We added them all up and we got 170 right here in our total. So on this bag, we're going to scratch out the 176 that Jane Doe wrote and thought she had. And we're going to put our updated amount, which is 170. You've kept a running tally of everything. Again, you don't have to keep it on this sheet. You can use a scratch piece of paper and put tick marks every time you have one that's missing, one that's extra, one that's got no date or a missing date, your bonus box tops, however you want to make tick marks. The bottom line is when you come to the end, we need you to tally all of them up from all of the boxes from each person, and we need you to put them on one line. So in this case, Jane Doe she thought she had 176, but she had 2 that were missing. She had a total of 6 that were expired or didn't have a date at all. The date was missing. She had 2 extra, so she had a total of, when it was all said and done, she had a total of 170. We added up all of her online ones, which were none. We added up all of her bonuses, which were 74. We added up all of her ones that were not peeled or not trimmed properly, and that was a total of 12. And then she didn't have a self-addressed stamped envelope, so we have no. Once you've counted all of them, you're going to have a written form like this. You're going to put all of them back in the box, and remember, you also had one that had all of Jane Doe's expired no date ones, and you're going to put that in as well. If she didn't have any, you can keep the baggie and use it for your family. You're going to put these in here along with the self-addressed stamped envelope if it's there. You're going to seal the bag back up. You're going to print off a copy of this. Some people do it in Excel, and that's perfectly fine. If you don't do it on the computer and you handwrite it, you're going to need to keep a copy because you're going to need to email a copy to me. You're going to put this copy together, you're going to put it in the bag, and you're going to return it to Sonia's house by the deadline. You'll want to call her to arrange drop-off. You're going to take this form, and you're either going to have it in the computer already, or you're going to scan it into the computer, and then you're going to email me a copy of this. She and I work together to figure out who needs a recount, and if there's a recount necessary, we'll be in touch with whoever has indicated that they are able to do a recount. Oh, and the recount. If the difference is 5 or more from turned in, so this, they thought they had 176, but they only had 170. So there is a difference of more than 5, of 5 or more. So you're, beside Jane Doe's name, you're going to write recount. And that just lets us know as we're going through these, that just helps us realize that we need to take a closer look at this one to see if they need a recount. It doesn't mean they're going to need a recount. We just had to pick a number. So we picked 5. We have some people who turn in 50. We have some people who turn in 1,000. If somebody turns in 50, well, we've even had people turn in 30 something. If somebody turns in 30 something, 5 is a big part of that 30. And we may call them and say, do you want to see the ones that are no dates or out of date, or do you want to come take a look and recount them yourself? Do you want us to recount them? If they're missing 5 and they turned in 1,000, they're not going to get that option. 5 is a minuscule amount compared to 1,000. So we use some common sense and judgment in there, but we had to pick a number, so we picked 5. If it's 5 or more different, 176 from 170, the amount they think they turned in and the amount you have counted that they actually turned in that are good. If it's 5 or greater, just write recount next to the name, and Sonia and I will figure it out. That's why we give you the bag to put all of, not the missing, the expired and the no dates. We give you a bag to put those in, because if they're 20 off, but we've got the 20 in there, Sonia will count those 20 and make sure they're 20 and verify that they're all out of date. And if they're all out of date, and we can say that we verified that through 2 people and offer to let them come pick it up, but we don't offer them a recount. So there's a lot that goes into deciding what options we offer people, but that's part of what all of this information is used for. Sonia's address, her phone number, my email address, all of that is in the information that you'll be getting in the beginning. I'm not going to go over that now because that may change from time to time, so just look for that on the sheet. You can call us at any time with any questions. The last thing is, down here, it's the name of the first counter and the date you counted. So you're going to write your name here and the date. So I'm going to do Jack Frost counted it on 1/1/11. So that just lets us know then when the second counter, if it does need a recount, and then the second person who recounted it, it just helps us keep track of that. So like I said, we've had exceptionally good counting. We've had very few recounts that we've ever had to do, but that just helps us know who counted them and what's going on. So if we have any questions about anything, we know exactly who to call. It's right there, and the information's easy to find.